Sweden has officially hit the panic button as the European Union faces the increasing instability. What began as an ambitious move to join NATO and strengthen the alliance against Russia has evolved into a stark reality check for Europe's security now. The catalyst for this shift? Well, of course, the 47th President, Donald Trump, who has made it clear without the United States, the European Union's defense capabilities are significantly weakened. This realization has now prompted Sweden, NATO's newest member, to ramp up its defenses like never before. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson has announced that Sweden's largest military expansion is now starting, with the defense spending set to rise 3.5% of the GDP by 2030. This move comes in response of the evolving security landscape in Europe, particularly in the light of Russia's war on Ukraine and uncertainty surrounding the American commitment to European security. I don't want to act in a way that undermines the possibility of transatlantic cooperation, but we also cannot assume or take for granted that the United States will continue to act in Europe as it has over past 80 years, Kristersson stated while making the official announcement. Well, now this decision follows Sweden's recent NATO membership, ending its long-standing neutrality due to the mounting concern over Russian military actions. The Swedish government has also pledged additional 300 billion Swedish kronor towards the defense through 2035, reinforcing its commitment to NATO's collective security framework. But Trump's persistent criticism of NATO for inadequate defense spending has influenced Europe's approach to military preparedness. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has also encouraged the members to allocate at least 3% of its GDP to defense. Sweden's rearmament marks a pivotal shift in Scandinavian security, transforming its military landscape and influencing the regional security dynamics across Europe. The Swedish army also is undergoing structural reforms. It is prioritizing the rapid deployment capabilities, particularly in key strategic locations like Gotland and Ireland, that is crucial for controlling the Baltic Sea operations. In 2024, last year itself, Sweden achieved a record high in military exports, reaching $2.9 billion, reflecting a 63% increase from the previous year. But see, Sweden's action do make a sense here. Why? Well, because it is now waking up to reality that European Union doesn't have its own structure to save itself, and so every country is on its own in case a war breaks out. The geographical position also makes Sweden a very particularly significant area. The Baltic Sea remains a key point of contention between NATO and Russia, with the Baltic states like Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania relying on strategic reinforcement in the event of conflict. Beyond the Baltic, Sweden's move aligned with broader Scandinavian defense efforts. Even Finland, which shares the largest border with Russia, is now planting 1 million landmines there. And in all this, you can clearly see that they are not signing any partnership with the European bigwigs like Italy, Germany, or even France in this scenario. From Moscow's perspective, Sweden's military backup is coupled with NATO's integration, signaling further Western encroachment. Russia has also long opposed NATO's eastward expansion, and Sweden's accession further isolates Moscow in the Baltic region. Russia has already responded by increasing the military presence in Kaliningrad, a heavily armed exclave between Poland and Lithuania, and has enhanced its naval patrols in the Baltic Sea. The Kremlin has warned that Sweden's NATO membership makes it a potential target in any future confrontation. But maintaining this high level of defense expenditure poses another challenge. Economic fluctuation might impact Sweden's ability to sustain the long-term military investment. Additionally, while NATO integration strengthens the Sweden's security, it is also increasing the country's exposure to any potential conflict with Russia. For now, Moscow's immediate response was constrained by ongoing war in Ukraine. However, the long-term militarization of the Baltic region signals a shift in European security landscape. In the absence of the European bigwigs, the Baltics are preparing themselves for a clash in case a war breaks out. This might look like Europe's broader shift towards self-reliance in an era of geopolitical uncertainty. Actually, it is also a major move, but yes, it is also a slap that the bigwigs can't do anything instead of relying on the small nations to protect the whole European continent.